All right. So, hi. I wanted to kind of give you a how to coach your hostess when they're going to do a Scentsy party for you kind of situation. I apologize for the lawnmowers in the background, but this is how we roll and I need some fresh air. So, we're going to sit out here. When you're doing an online Scentsy party, okay, you want to kind of treat it just as like if you were to have an actual party at your house, like, or someone was going to have a party. If you were to have a real party at your house, or someone was going to have a real party at their house and they made like a little event online saying, hey, come, they're not going to literally invite every single person on their Facebook friend list to their house. Like, that's just weird, okay? You don't invite every single person, people you've never even spoken to before. That's freaking weird. Don't do that in an online Scentsy party either, because like, that's just not real, right? That's spammy, that's creepy, that's weird. So one of the very first things I tell my hostesses is, okay, I'm going to create you a Scentsy group, which is where we're going to have the party. And once I send you an invite, that'll be your cue to send all your friends who you would like to attend an invite to. Tell them, please don't spam people. Tell them I would invite maybe 10 to 15 people to this group. But here's the but. Tell them before they even hit invite to this Scentsy group that they need to send an actual personal message to those 10 people asking them if they want an invite. Tell them to say, just like, you know, if you're going to do Scentsy for real, you say to the person, you say, all right, I want you to send a personal message to 10 to 15 of your friends before you invite them to this Facebook group. And you want them to say something like, hey, I'm having a Scentsy online party, helping my friend whoever out, and I love Scentsy. I think you would love Scentsy too. Would you like an invite to this? I would love to, show you what it is, and I think you'd really enjoy it. Have them say something like that. And if their friends say yes, then have them invite them to their Facebook group where the party's going to happen. Do not just send it. This is like the biggest key point. This is like the worst. This is why parties don't work, okay? You just wasted all of your time, and they're wasting their time. The single most helpful thing I have found is when your hostess is willing to do this, right? Send a personal message to their friends first, ask them if they want to participate, and then invite them. Don't invite and then explain. Don't do that, because like you wouldn't do that if you were coming to like your house. You would ask them if they'd like to come over before just spending, just spamming them with come over, no, okay? Then some tips I give my hostess is say, once they have people that actually want to be there in the group, that's the key. They actually want to be there and learn what it is. Have your hostess make sure she's participating and not just liking your posts, but commenting on them. Commenting and being like personal about it, tagging his or her friends in the comments of things, trying to engage as much as she possibly can. Being very engaging, being very excited about it, tagging their friends is very important. Gets them excited and gets other people excited, and know like that she's watching and seeing if her friends who said they want to be there are actually participating also. It's also helpful to send your hostess their actual shopping link, ahead of time, or at least once you have the party kind of like starting, so then they can also send that party link to their their aunt or their uncle who maybe doesn't have Facebook, and they can email them the link and let them know that they're doing that. If your hostess is going to take your borrow bag, which you can always just put the testers in a bag and let them borrow it, you can give them the borrow bag to share with their friends. Just remind them not to leave it in their car because it's really hot and they'll melt and then they're ruined. Encourage him or her to take your testers and take them to work and share that way. You can also ask your hostess to kind of collect orders for you. And if you choose to do that, like if they have people at work that want to order that aren't on Facebook or their family, they can either order directly from that link you give him or her, or they can kind of just write down what whoever wants to purchase with their name and their email address. And you can add it into like the bulk order, which means it'll get shipped directly to the hostess, and then she or he can divvy it out. How that would work is they would write you a check, or you'd get them the total with tax and shipping added to it, and then you would brain fart. You'd get them the total with tax and shipping, and then they could pay you directly via Venmo or a check or whatever, always collect the money before you go and like submit a party order, because you don't trust people like that. Don't do that. Don't be nice. It's a business. But that's what I would highly recommend. And then you can even have your hostess post on their regular Facebook page, hey, I'm having a Scentsy party. Here's a link. If you would like to join my group, let me know and I'll add you. You know, that is not the number one way to get people to join, but that's also an additional thing, like while the party's happening, to just kind of spread the word. A big part of having an online party is when you have an online party and somebody orders, even if it's one person, 2 people, that's exciting, okay? But you're going to want to message those people pretty quickly after they order and thank them for the order. Like, be a person. Scentsy is a party business, but it's also being a personable business. You know, you have to talk to people, and you got to like not be afraid to message people and say thank you and open your mouth. So once you get an order and you've messaged these people, I would invite them, send them an invite, like literally a personal verbal invite, and say, hey, I would love to have you in my regular Facebook group. This is where I share Scentsy, and I'll do little fun games and giveaways as the lawnmowers go on. Hopefully you can hear me. But that's 100% what I would do. I would also send your hostess a picture of what the rewards are, so he or she knows like what's the expectation of getting like Scentsy orders. Like $200 in Scentsy orders is like the first tier for rewards, and then so on. And I have a document that I can share with you in the Google Drive of like hostess rewards that you're going to want to send him or her, so they know what they're working towards. Give them an end date to when the party will end, and you can always extend it if you need to, but I find like 5 days is like just plenty for people to be posting. So anyways, I hope that's helpful.